Spend a week in Japan and something feels different, but you can't quite name it. You're less tired at the end of the day. You didn't have to fight anything. Every errand just worked. I kept trying to figure out why, and the answer wasn't one big thing. It was 15 small ones, all running quietly in the background like a support system the city built for you before you even arrived. Once I started breaking them down individually, the logic behind each one is genuinely hard to argue with. Number 1, Suica and Pasmo YC cards for transit and payments. Tokyo's morning rush at a ticket gate is one of those things that stops you cold the first time you see it. 100 people a minute moving through, and not one of them slows down, pulls out a wallet, or checks a screen. They just tap and walk. In most cities, paying for transit costs you something small every single time. Wrong change, wrong zone, a machine that won't read your card. Those problems are minor on their own, but they stack up. Suica and Pasmo are IC cards that store a cash balance. You load money onto the card once, then tap it at train gates, bus doors, convenience stores, vending machines, and taxis. The same card covers all of it, and the system calculates your exact fare automatically based on where you boarded and where you got off, so you never need to know the price before you travel. Number 2, convenience stores that function as mini service centers. The word convenience store carries a lot of baggage. In most countries, it means overpriced chips, a coffee machine that's been broken since March, and a person behind bulletproof glass who can't help you with anything. So the first time you walk into a Japanese konbini, it takes a second to recalibrate. You can pay your utility bills there, ship a package, print a document from your phone, buy concert tickets, pick up government forms, and get a hot meal that was restocked 2 hours ago, not 2 days ago. Fresh onigiri and sandwiches get rotated out multiple times a day because the turnover is fast enough to actually support that. Number 3, Takuhaibin luggage delivery services. Luggage on a Japanese train is a solvable problem, and Japan solved it by letting the bag take a different route than you do. Takuhaibin is a door-to-door delivery service that lets you ship your suitcase between hotels, from your hotel to the airport, or from the airport straight to where you're staying, usually for a few dollars per bag, with next-day or same-day delivery and real-time tracking. You drop it off the night before and walk out the next morning with just what fits in a small bag. Number 4, coin lockers at train stations. 4 hours to kill between checkout and your bag is too heavy to drag through a museum. In most cities, that's just your problem to manage. Japanese train stations have coin lockers in sizes that go from laptop bag small all the way up to full suitcase, and they're placed at regular intervals throughout the station so you're not hunting for them. They're just there, the way a trash can is just there. Number 5, heated toilet seats with bidet functions. The first time you sit down on a Japanese toilet, you notice the control panel on the side and spend a moment just staring at it, because it has more buttons than the TV remote in your hotel room. Then you find out this is standard in most homes and public restrooms, not some luxury hotel upgrade. The washlet heats to a preset temperature, has a bidet wand with adjustable water pressure, a warm air dryer, and often a deodorizer. The heated seat is what you notice first, but the bidet is what actually changes your behavior. Number 6, vending machines available almost everywhere. It's 11 p.m., you've been walking for hours, and you want a cold drink. In most cities, that means finding a convenience store that's still open. In Japan, you just walk 2 minutes in any direction, and there's a vending machine glowing on the sidewalk. These aren't the sad, half-stocked machines you're used to. Japan has roughly 1 for every 23 people, and their placement follows foot traffic near train exits, along walking routes, in building lobbies, so they're where you actually need them. Number 7, train platform queue markings. Watch a Tokyo platform during rush hour and something takes a second to register. Nobody's clustering at the edge. People are standing in 2 neat lines at each door position, and when the train pulls in, they split automatically so passengers can get off before anyone steps on. The markers that make this happen are just paint on the floor, or sometimes strips embedded in the platform, sitting at every single door position along the full length of the train. No attendant enforces it. No announcement reminds you. Everyone already knows where to stand because the floor tells them. Number 8, platform screen doors for safer boarding. On many Tokyo metro lines, there's a full wall of glass sitting between you and the tracks, with doors built into it that only open when the train pulls in and lines up exactly with them. So the gap to the tracks is never just open, it only exists when the train is right there and ready. In most subway systems, the platform edge is just an edge, a painted yellow line and the assumption that everyone stays careful. Platform screen doors run the full length of the platform and connect directly to the train's door controls, so both sets open and close together. Number 9. Plastic food displays outside restaurants. You're standing outside a restaurant, you're hungry, and you can't read a single thing on the menu. In most countries, that's where you give up and find a McDonald's. In Japan, the window does the work for you. Samparu are handmade plastic replicas of every dish on the menu, sized to match the real thing, colored to match the actual food, detailed enough to show the texture of the rice and the sheen of the sauce. Specialists produce them, and a single piece can take hours to build. Number 10. Convenience store ATMs with nationwide access. You need cash, it's Sunday evening, and the bank ATM just declined your card for the 3rd time with no explanation. That specific feeling is one most travelers know. Getting money out of a foreign ATM requires 3 things to work at once. The machine's network has to accept your card type, your bank has to allow the international transaction, and the local system has to process it correctly. Any one of those breaks and you get nothing. Number 11. Parcel redelivery scheduling systems. You missed the delivery, and now there's a slip on your door telling you to call a number that's only open on weekdays before 5. In most countries, that's where the package enters a loop. The carrier drives out twice more, you spend 20 minutes on hold, and the whole thing drags out for 2 weeks over something that should have taken 1 day. Japan's redelivery system lets you pick a 2-hour window, including evenings and weekends, and the carrier shows up in that window. The scheduling tool got built because failed deliveries cost the carrier money on every wasted trip, not just time. Number 12. Public restroom privacy sound machines. In many Japanese public restrooms, there's a button with a musical note on it, and when you press it, it plays the sound of running water on a loop until you press it again. That's the Otoheim, and it exists because people were flushing repeatedly just to cover sounds, wasting several liters of water every single visit. Most cultures don't treat that behavior as a problem worth solving. Japan measured the water waste, traced it back to acoustic privacy anxiety, and built a dedicated device that produces a masking sound on demand. Number 13. Umbrella stands and umbrella lockers. You walk into a store with a wet umbrella and suddenly it's your whole problem. You can't bag it, you can't leave it outside, and carrying it means dripping on the floor and poking people with the tip. Japanese buildings just solve this before you have to think about it. Most entrances have a sleeve dispenser right at the door, and you feed your umbrella in, pull the bag down over it, and it's dry and sealed in about 2 seconds. You keep the umbrella with you, the floor stays dry, and nobody slips. Number 14. Compact, walkable mixed-use neighborhoods. In a typical Japanese residential neighborhood, you can walk to a train station, a pharmacy, a grocery store, a laundromat, and 2 or 3 restaurants in under 10 minutes, because the zoning doesn't separate those things. It layers them. In a lot of Western cities, zoning laws put everything in its own zone. So you drive to the grocery store, drive to the pharmacy, drive to the gym, and the car becomes the thing that holds your whole day together, along with the parking, traffic, and fuel that come with it. Number 15. Highly punctual trains and public transportation. The Tokaido Shinkansen, running between Tokyo and Osaka, averaged a delay of 54 seconds per trip measured across a full year. That's not per delayed train. That's averaged across every single departure, including all the ones that ran perfectly on time. In most cities, you build buffer into every plan because the train might be 5 minutes late or 15. That uncertainty runs in the background all day, every time you need to be somewhere. Japanese rail punctuality gets built through scheduling down to the second, driver training on exact stopping positions, and maintenance windows that don't move. A 2-minute delay triggers a formal incident report and a public apology from the operator. If you've lived somewhere the ATM doesn't work weekends and the train's always late, you already know what's missing. Japan just made the fix invisible enough that you only notice it when it's gone.